Alright, I am now recording.
Roger.
I'm now recording both the video and TeamSpeak. So, here's what, this is a training video. We only have 7 people, of course. Normally we'd want a full squad, or actually more so a couple squads. This is a tech plant capture video. Typically you would want, for this kind of thing, you would want 2 maxes, 3 or 4 medics, 3 or 4 engineers, and 3 or 4 heavy assaults. Basically, the heavy assaults are going to act as max killers. The maxes are going to take the damage and put down shotgun
User
fire,
joined your
of course.
channel.
So what we would do is normally we would just fly right here, and then everyone would get out. We would run the opposite direction of the tower, and the reason being is the tower, you're just going to drop down underneath a point and get rained hell from above. So in this video, we're going to drop down on the tower, or the balcony behind us. And then we would usually wait for the maxes. Of course, we don't have any maxes. It's fine, don't worry about it. Alright, and then we would drop down onto the balcony and take the balcony. Now normally there would be some fire, we would have to kill some people, blah blah blah. We would take the balcony, and then A point. If we are taking this base and it's defended, then we would, heavy assaults would, strikes decimators, fire at the heavy, or at any enemies down there. Rocket launchers, don't even worry about your gun. Rocket launchers are going to be such a huge deal. Mana turrets, we can put some mana turrets here. Actually, Chaos has a great place for a mana turret. Engineers would drop ammo. Engineers would drop ammo, and we got some ammo here. The reason that engineers like to drop ammo, it's such an important thing for engineers to drop ammo, is because the heavy assaults, like myself, have these rocket launchers that we're just going to keep firing down on the point and take out any maxes or any enemies that are down there. Strikes and decimators are a great one for this. Even the anti-air rocket launcher can dump fire, so that can be a good one too for this purpose. But you want a lot of splash damage, and you want a lot of base damage to take down all the enemies on the point. Once, usually you would want to drop on this balcony with at least 2 squads. Once those 2 squads have taken the balcony, and then 1 squad would stay up here. And we can't really do this because we only have 8 people right now, actually. We have just the people that we have right now, and here comes Tut. He's trying to make his way. But as I said, we would only have the people that we only have the people that we have, so we can't really accomplish multiple squads, of course. But so let's all act right now as the 2nd squad, and we would start to push down using the railing as cover. Our allies would be firing over top of us, the rocket launchers, all that other stuff. We would move down to the point. This is where the maxes would actually push. The maxes would punch through first and start pushing down on the point. Then we would take the point. And now, I mean, they took our vehicle terminals? Oh, no, okay. Oh, yeah, they did. They took our air terminals. Alright, now that we've taken... Yeah. Alright, now that we've taken A point, we would have this squad that's taken A point would move back here. You guys follow me? This squad would move down and cover the balcony, or not, the balcony overlooking the tunnel over here. So we would set up mana turrets, things like that.
The center block helps too.
Yeah, and if you can hack the terminals here, you can spawn a sunder and put it directly over top of that tunnel that I'm looking at right there. You can take that tunnel and then put it over top. It'll kill people that try to come through. It'll block them from being able to get in. For this would be another one where heavy assaults would just keep out your rocket launcher. Don't even bother with your gun. Just keep your rocket launcher out and fire at anyone that comes in. We would need engineers. Here's an engineer dropped ammo pack here. Ammo packs are so important for this purpose because it allows heavy assaults to just continuously keep firing. Alright, so as I said, typically in a typical fight, we would have 2 squads that would have dropped down from the balcony here. So typically we would still have 1 squad that would be up top here covering A point via the balcony. if you guys want to come back up here now. Now, controlling this balcony up here is #1 priority, of course, obviously, because if we lose this balcony, then the enemy can set up here and do exactly what we did and fire rockets and explosives down on A point and murder anyone there. So, with that being said, a great thing to do for engineers and anyone that has any kind of C4 or tank mines or anything like that, put C4 tank mines and proxy mines in these doorways. One proxy mine and a tank mine will take out a max. So this tank mine right here, if you were to put a proxy mine right next to it, if a max were to come by here and start firing at us from behind, the proxy mine would blow the tank mine up. It would kill anyone that comes to this door. So if you do that, looks like, yeah, do we have a proxy mine? Do any of you guys have proxy mines at all?
I do. I just don't have any on my class.
Not
right
on this
now.
one. Not on this character.
No. Alright, so... Okay, so typically we would have a tank mine here and a proxy mine like right in here, so that when they come through they die. Or you put it like right around the corner here so they can't shoot it. So it'll kill them when they come around the corner. Because the tank mine by itself isn't any good, but the tank mine with the proxy mine will kill anything that comes through that door.
So guys, what exactly is a rim job?
Hey, Booby, can we not do the voice mod?
Alright, and then, so, what would
Not a
happen
problem,
is,
man.
Oh, it's fine. We're doing a training video, so your voice is now in the training video.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Good job, Poopy.
So then typically, as I said, we would have 2 squads drop up on this balcony down here and cover A point, take out anyone on A point. At the same time, we would usually like to happen is have the other 2 galaxies, the other 2 squads, drop over here on basically on top of the tower. They would take the tower, clear out the tower, and by clearing out the tower, so let's just run up to the tower, guys. Hate to make you guys run all around, but we don't have enough people, sorry.
I was running right behind you.
We're just 8 guys representing, 48. Because
We're that boss.
Exactly. Alright, so then typically you would also try to have 2 galaxies drop directly on top of the tower up here. And they would drop on top, and then those squad leaders would definitely have to drop their spawn beacons. The guys that drop on the balcony would have a little bit harder of a time dropping their spawn beacons just because they'd have to jump off the balcony in order to do it. But these guys that drop here, squad leaders drop your squad beacons. I can drop mine right there. And actually that's a good spot too, is if once you've taken this tower you can drop a squad beacon right down in here and it'll be up there. But okay, so the 2 squads would drop down in here, clear out this tower, and hack all the turrets for our own purposes, or blow them up or anything like that. And then once you've taken this tower, put I would say engineers or infiltrators, whatnot, put some proxy mines in front of the turrets just in case infiltrators try to hack them.
Yeah.
Right,
Also, if you want to put your spawn beacon on top, you can jump on top of the turrets, and then.
There's also a really good place of spawn beacon. It's right down here. If you go to the edge and you jump all the way over to the arm of the area, you could put it over in the corner where nobody could get it.
Yeah, I've done that before. You saw where Elton Nova just went. There goes Tud.
Right here.
No.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you can get right on here.
Elton Nova went around the corner. There is a good spot for it. I'm not going to go down there because then I can't get back up. But
yeah,
throw me a rope.
the one thing that you want to remember is that you don't have to be a light assault to get up on top of the roof. You can jump on the turrets and jump up.
Follow me.
Alright, with that being said, now we've taken the tower. So typically what you would want to have happen is 1 squad would stay up here and cover the tower and blow anything up that comes in here, any enemy gals, anything like that that tries to retake this tower. And then the other squad, the 3rd squad, and final squad, would go down via this little base here, or the little jump pad here, of course. And they would push in from underneath, usually through heavy enemy fire. So this squad that pushes down would be the one that would need a lot of maxes. And they would push up the stairs right here and take A point from behind. Now, hopefully what's happening is at the same time that these guys are pushing in and popping in and out of cover and things like that, the guys up on the balcony have set up on the balcony and are firing explosives down on A point. So these guys would be coming up from behind and using this wall as cover, popping around the corner, taking out enemies around the corner here, and Maxes would push in on the point. And once the guys take the point, then the guys that are firing from up on the balcony would obviously stop firing. A second way to do it too, and this would probably be better, because once we've taken A point, the tower really isn't all that important. The tower up above, as long as we have the turrets and everything hacked in our favor, both squads could just potentially come down that jump pad and hit the A point from the other side. The reason we don't want the entire platoon hitting from the other side is because the enemy like to defend by covering this little balcony right here where I'm standing. And when they cover this, they just fire their explosives down on us and kill us and murder us, and we can't even get the A point. Or they'll be sitting down here, running around here, and there'll be a whole bunch of them. They'll have a whole bunch of maxes, and they'll just murder everyone that comes in. So, but what happens is if the Alpha and Bravo, let's just use Alpha and Bravo. Alpha and Bravo squad take the balcony, start firing down at A point. Well, now people start freaking out at A point, and they start to maneuver their way towards A point. So what happens is it kind of clears out this bottom section here. So when we have our two squads jump down here via the jump pad, then they can disperse. One squad would go to the right, and one squad would go to the left, and come up these stairs and start pushing their way. Now, one thing that's huge, guys, once you get to these stairs here, don't get caught up on the stairs, because if there could be like 3 or 4 guys just sitting up there, and they could clear out 2 whole squads coming up these stairs just by staying up there. So with that being said, now that we've taken A point is secure, we've taken the point, now we have to defend it from all the enemies that are going to try and crash it. The best way to defend the point is to have kind of a mobile defense. And this is something I believe it was talking to me about with Any Elite. And Any Elite did this to Future Crew really well. So you would have one squad would be up here, staying up on the balcony, covering the balcony, firing down. You can see right there, you have the jump pad where enemies can come down and blow them up, make sure they don't come up here. Heavy assaults, pack on heavy assaults. If you are a heavy assault and you have your rocket launcher, don't even bother with your gun. Just keep that rocket launcher out, because it's so much more useful than firing your gun. Because there's going to be so many enemies that are going to be all combobulated together, and just blowing them up would be the most viable way of getting rid of them. So that's going to be a single squad up here on this balcony, covering it, and then you would have one squad would be covering the this spot down here, where we saw before, down by the vehicle terminals. And these vehicle terminals, I mean, this is the most easiest way to identify where you got to be. This is the vehicle terminals. Cover that tunnel. Make sure the enemies don't come out of it, because that's where the enemies are going to come out. Is that tunnel right there. So that's 2 squads. The third squad would be kind of stuck on A point, covering these 2 stairways. So you would have half the squad would be over on this side, covering the stairways and firing down on enemies. Heavy assaults. Once again, keep your rocket launcher up, because when maxes and enemies come running up the stairs, you just blow them to living hell. And then you would have the other half of the squad would be over at this side of the stairs, blowing anything up that comes up those stairs right there. Now, hopefully these jump pads don't get too contested, because our guys that are covering the balcony over by the vehicle spawners are taking out anyone coming out of that tunnel. So hopefully these 2 jump pads right here aren't too contested, but if they are, the 4th and final squad will be kind of taking up firing lines here and on the other side as well, covering the other jump pad. Kind of putting up, and once again, heavy assaults. Keep that rocket launcher out. Just fire at the enemies as they come out. Then another good spot would be like kind of right here. Fire at the enemies. Don't expose yourself. If you're out here and a max comes up there, that max is going to insta-kill you. Especially a couple Zoe maxes. They max crash right here. The entire squad is going to get wiped out. So the best place for this squad to be spread out is more so right here. Spread out right about here and cover that base. Now, if this if the guys here on the balcony, if they get pushed out, the enemy pushes out of that tunnel and we can't stop them, and they start pushing really hard
User
on
disconnected from
this
your channel.
jump pad over here. Those guys in the tunnel can kind of fall back and cover these corners here, and you know that are covering the corner. They can turn around. If they're standing right here, it's not that hard to just turn around right here and cover that jump pad and fire explosives at maxes that come out. So these right here are probably going to be the most viable way of enemies getting on, trying to push A point if it's their own base.
GhostPup, it would be the other jump pad because it's closer to the spawn, the tunnel exit. So the other one is usually enormously populated, but the one that you were shooting at.
Yeah, as Tut said, this one right here is going to be the most dangerous one. That's where the most enemies are going to come from. So back to what I was saying with here, you'd have part of Delta Squad would be kind of covering the tunnels here, setting up on these stairs. These stairs provide some decent cover. You can use the actual rails. I know the rails don't mean like have no volume whatsoever, but somehow they stop everything. So these guys, like, let me show you. It's like it stops bullets, which is kind of silly. I guess it stop bullets as well, but using this right here, so you can see these little panels right here. Those are good cover. And so when the enemies come up here, you have the high ground on them. You're firing down on them. They're trying to shoot up, and so here, actually, I'm gonna have you guys. I want a couple guys standing on this side over here, looking down. A couple guys standing over here looking down, and then a couple guys over in this corner looking in. Okay, check the mic, move over a little bit. Oh, there, yeah, I guess that works. Great job with the Minotaur. Alright, Tie Barn. Move up there next to check the mic, like kind of right here. I really want to stress this spot right here. Okay, I'm gonna pretend that I'm the guy max crashing. Right now, if I were to come up here, I can't shoot check the mic at all. The turret, I can't even hit the angle. Tie Barn, I can hit like part of your upper chest, and that's about it. Altanova and in Chaos, you guys are pretty much level, so I do have shots on your head, but that's about it. Shrugly, you're standing out in the open. Actually, yeah, there you go. But that's perfect. that's actually perfect right there, because he can pop around the corner and fire his gun a little bit, and pop back on the corner again, and he has cover. Like that's really viable cover. And then Mogville, you're way up there. I have absolutely no shot whatsoever on Mogville. Like from here, I can kind of hit his head. Yeah, I can hit his head. Sorry, Mogville. But I mean, from this angle, I see all these other guys down here, and the Mogville is in a perfect spot. There's no way that I'm taking him out, because I'm getting hit by everything ever trying to fire at Mogville. There's no way. So, like, I'm recording you guys where you guys are right now. And this setup right here, no one is coming out of here, and nobody's gonna survive. Heavy assaults. If this tunnel falls and they start crashing everyone out of that tunnel, heavy assaults, get your rocket launchers out. I've stressed this so much already. Get your rocket launchers out, because as soon as those maxes start popping up here, then all that's gonna happen is we're gonna have like 3 or 4 heavy assaults raining hell on them as they come up and just blowing the living shit into them. Those maxes are gonna go down so fast, because when you have the splash damage from 4 or 5 strikes and 4 or 5 decimators that's raining on them, they're going down instantly.
Don't forget the Compact S.
Yes, the grenade launcher is also very viable too. If you're an engineer and you have that grenade launcher, that's an extremely viable option. Which another thing too is you don't even have to use your turret. You can use your turret as cover. Which I'm gonna use this guy's turret as cover. So here I am using the turret as cover. Like, they can't shoot through that turret right now. It's completely immune to small arms fire, and the only thing that can damage it is if a rocket were to hit over here next to me. But if I'm a heavy assault, I just pop on my shield. I can pop up, fire a rocket, and then pop back. Oh, I hit the rail on accident, so I'd have to pop over on this side probably. Pop over here, fire, rocket, pop back down, reload. Pop up again, come over here, fire, pop back down, and then reload. It's extremely viable. Like, even just using those turrets as nothing to cover. Sound good to everybody?
Yep.
Alright, medics. I can't stress enough, medics gotta keep people revived. But the idea of what the training here was trying to figure out good places to set up firing lines and where the enemies are likely to come from. The enemies are likely to come from this jump pad that I'm facing right here. The best place to set up a firing line against the enemy is up here. You start getting heavy assaults firing rockets down on the enemies down there, you're going to wipe them out very quickly. You get a couple guys, engineers with grenade launchers. You get grenade launchers up here, you're going to wipe them out very quickly. Medics keep people alive up here. If this balcony falls, then they have the vantage point over us on A point, and they will take us out on A point.
I have a few hiding places for medics if you want. Medics could go right over here for the balcony. This is a really good area. Most people actually don't even look back here. Another place for the firing lines that are down here, right behind the staircase, is actually a really good area. Nobody could get you back here. It's really safe, and you just pop out, revive someone, pop back in.
Yep. Also, too, when we're crashing, if you were a light infantry, if you're like a medic or something, maxes would go in first, followed by the heavy assaults. Heavy assaults and maxes would always go first. And then behind them, the engineers and the medics come. So the engineers and the medics would fall in behind. And if there's a lot of like fire going on up here, medics just run over here and kind of hide behind this. And, you know, like the engineers would fall back here too, possibly set up a mana turret right here and fire at the enemies that keep trying to crash up there while the maxes push forward. And once you take these stairs right here, maxes with hacksaws will just rape anything that comes up those stairs. So the hacksaw, or the maxes, the enemy maxes, enemy infantry, whatever comes up the stairs, they get raped. And then an engineer would set up a mana turret here, start firing down on the enemy down there. Heavy assaults would set up on these ridges here. So here's what I want to happen. This is something that any elite did to absolutely murder Future Crew, which made me smile. I want all you guys to set up. I want like one engineer to set up a mana turret, possibly here, and I want the rest of you guys to just set up a firing line up on top of this balcony on each side, both sides. Okay, I'm on A point, and I'm looking up at you guys, and I have virtually, like, when I'm being shot at, I have no sort of fire. I have like no shots on any of you guys. And check the mic. When you just did that, he ducked down behind the thing. I can't even shoot him. Like, I have absolutely no shot on him. So if like you're getting fired at and you're up there, just drop down, and you'll be all right. Like, it's such a viable. If you take that balcony, you take 8 points. That's how it is. Yeah, I literally have no shots on any of you guys. And if you guys are raining like explosives, throwing grenades, throw your grenades down there too. If you have just regular grenades, throw your grenades. If you have a grenade launcher, fire your grenades down there. If you have a heavy assault, fire your rockets. Just keep firing your rockets on A point until you clear it out. And then at the same time, the rest of our platoon should be coming around the back end and pushing A point from behind. And the thing about it is, the amazing thing about it is, even if those guys that push in behind A point get wiped out and can't take A point, since we have this balcony, we basically control the point. All we have to do is just hold this balcony a little longer so that our guys can push in again. Then either A, we'll push them out via this spot up here. We'll move down. One of the squads that dropped up here will just move down there and res everyone that died. Or B, we'll get stuck in a firefight right here, and we have the vantage point. Like, they can't hit us up here, so we just keep firing at them until we wipe them out, and then our allies can move in from behind. Any questions? Anyone? Anything to add?
The only thing that I would say is, if you're rushing A point, the other thing would be concussion grenades from the heavies before you go in.
Yeah. Concussion grenades, flash grenades with the light assaults. But for this, I don't recommend light assaults unless you are if you're taking the balcony, I wouldn't recommend light assaults. If you're one of the squads that's pushing in from the other side, then I would recommend light assaults. because light assaults can maneuver the tech plant very easily. Another thing that the light assaults can do is they can sit behind the wall here, and if there's enemies coming in there, if we get pushed back to A point, they can jump over the wall, fire a grenade, and blow the guys up that try to come in. And that's very useful too. It's just jumping up a little bit. But for the guys on the balcony, their light assault is no more useful than an engineer, because if you're light assaulting up and you're actually flying, you're no longer in cover. So you have like no viability for being a light assault. If you're up here, all you do is just jump off, so you don't even need to be a light assault. Like in on that balcony, light assault has no value. With that being said, yeah, engineers have sticky grenades, don't they? So they're pretty much useless. But concussion grenades, fire your concussion grenades down there, or throw them at them. Anyone else?
The other thing that I've done with light assault is coming in from the sides over the top of the shield and then dropping C4 on A point, and that can really
I was
help.
just about to say the same thing.
Yeah. Which that's another thing too. For the guys that are pushing on the other side, if you're a light assault, rather than running around to the stairs, they can jump right over top, or they even run all the way down to the shield right there that I'm pointing at, and jump over the edge. I do that all the time. I'll run down there, jump over the edge, then jump over the wall there, and drop C4 on A point. Usually they'll have like enemies over on that side or enemies over on this side. Sometimes they'll have enemies over on that side or on the other side over there. And you just drop C4 on them, blow them up. See, in a tech plant, you always get like a shit ton of people that all converge together and bunch up, and they're basically grenade and rocket bait and C4 bait. And if you get a couple guys with rocket launchers just raining on them, you're gonna wipe them out.